Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Hiroki. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Dare to make war, we surrender. False word. Important news are needed new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday. It's Friday, right? Friday, November 11th, 2022, Veterans Day, aka Remembrance Day elsewhere in the world, but in the United States, it's Veterans Day. 2022. Veterans Day, obviously a day to remember, thank, celebrate our veterans, those who saw it in themselves to take an active stance protecting our nation. Granted, some veterans came in during peacetime and didn't expect there to be war. However, many people, especially in the last 20 years, came in while we were actively engaged in war or police actions or hostilities across the Middle East and elsewhere, and they still came in. They answered the call, and they gave, some gave all gave some gave more than others. But regardless, today is the day we remember them, we thank them, and we remember we wouldn't be here. We literally wouldn't be here if not for the veterans, if not for not just these most recent wars, but going all the way back, World War I, World War II, and even obviously wars before that. But I mean, one little change during the Revolutionary War, and God knows what everything could have been different today, right? If that British captain decided to take the shot at George Washington, but thought it wasn't gentlemanly to shoot a a officer in the back because George Washington was charging away from him at the time. He had the shot, so he didn't take the shot. God knows what, everything could have been different. Everything could have been different. We'll never know. Thankfully, we'll never know. But even if it was something else, okay, even if it wasn't George Washington, even if it was just some force guy on the front line that the enemy tried to shoot, but their gun jammed, and so he got the first shot, and then he got to go home, and he got to make babies, and he had kids, and those kids grew up, and then they had kids, and then next thing you know, there's literally 500 descendants from this single person, and 2 or 3 of them may have gone on to become doctors, and those doctors might have saved the life of somebody in a car accident, and that person went on to have kids and have families and have babies and grandbabies, and then one of those kids grew up to be, you know, a president of the United States, or a senator, or a tech entrepreneur. Okay, one of those people could have been a Bill Gates or a Steve Jobs or a Joe Biden, God forbid, or any, or a politician you do like. Okay, a politician you do like. They could have been anybody. Point is, they could have made changes to the timeline that we'd never know, but our country would be completely different. Our world would be completely different if things didn't go exactly as they went. That means some people died and some people lived. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm in a broken loop. The point is, God bless our veterans, and God bless everyone, really, but especially our veterans on this day. I feel like, all lives matter situation here, but it's Veterans Day, so it's veterans' lives matter, of course. I get it. And with that, I'm kind of not going to stay on the Veterans Day theme today, mostly because there are other people who did it much better than I ever could today. Actual veterans who had their streams and talked about Veterans Day and Remembrance Day and did it well. And I'm not a veteran. Obviously, you guys know that about me. The closest veteran in my life, I mean, I have uncles, at least one, actually, uncles who were in the military, multiple, but the closest was my grandfather, in that I knew the most about what he did. And even that, not so much. I wish I knew more. I wish he had lived a few more years, and I got to learn more about his life in World War II. He unfortunately passed away before I became more interested in history and such things. I was still a teenager, more worried about watching X-Files than about talking to my actual living grandfather who was there for things that these days I would love to talk to somebody who is there. But that's always the thing when you want to talk. When somebody's available to talk about it, you're always too busy. It doesn't seem important. And then once somebody passes away, you think, oh, I should have talked about it more. I know, Mama Pray. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what he if he'd be one who would want to talk. Because a great uncle of mine, I did try to talk to him about it, and he very quickly shot it down. He was like, no, he doesn't want to talk about World War II. He was in the Pacific Theater. My grandfather was in the European Theater. I know there were big differences, but yeah, he was like, no, what happened then stays in the past. He doesn't want to bring it up. Okay, obviously, I wasn't going to ask again, but yeah, Mama Pray brings up an uncle who was in Vietnam. Could ask him, but he might be watching. He might be watching. We talk about politics sometimes, or we're already on opposite sides of the political spectrum. I don't know, but yeah, I guess I still. He is a primary source, so I guess I should ask him one day if he's interested in telling his stories. I don't know if he would be or not. Richie Poole says, Qapla, Qapla, Richie Poole. LDG Free the Net says, howdy, 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 LDG. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, hello, Captain. The Random Menace with a €2 super chat says, to all veterinarians, greetings from the future. Not that type of vet, LDG. Jesus Christ. Not that type of vet Random Menace. See, you say that, and I already start thinking you're LDG. Not that. I'll be honest. More than once, I've used the joke that Veterans Day is a day where we thank vets. Yes, veterinarians. No. And okay, kind of. Kind of along that thing, and I've told this short story before, but just okay, veterinarian, veteran, yeah. But in all honesty, growing up, learning Spanish in junior high school, okay, and they have the polite form of words and verbs and stuff, right? There's casual and polite, but they never say casual. Like when the Spanish teacher was writing words on the board, she'd put in parentheses polite. Like that's the polite way of asking, or the polite way of saying something. Like this is something you would ask to an older person, a parent, or somebody in a position of respect. You would say it this way, but if you were talking to your friend, you would say it this way. Okay, but of course, she never said the word polite out loud. She just put it in parentheses. Polite. And I just kept reading it as pilot. And so I thought Spanish was such a cool language that they had words that you only addressed pilots with. Like pilots had a some type of stature, their own standing in Spanish-speaking countries, that pilots were so looked up, so respected, that there was this whole other vocabulary for when you're speaking to pilots. Cinnabon, that would be you, okay? If I was saying, como se llamo, if I was speaking to any loser on the street, me llamo, Jose. But if I was speaking to a pilot, then I would use some other word, some other phrasing, not me llamo Jose. That's just for us slubs on the ground. Pilots in the sky, they had this whole other word. I forgot it because I sucked at Espanol, and I still do. But I just And it wasn't for a day or a week. I don't even think it was for a month. I think it was for years. I think it was my second or third year of Spanish before they finally said the word polite out loud. And like my whole world came crashing down. No offense to pilots. But like, oh shit, it was polite all along. It was polite all along. Not pilot, you stupid schmuck. I'd say to myself, what do you think? That they really just think pilots are all that different from everybody else? And you know what? 7th grade Bert O'Prey wanted to believe that was true. But 8th grade Bert O'Prey got a cold, dark lesson. Pilots, they don't get any extra respect. Not even in Espanol. Richie Poole says howdy, hello, and Qapla. Hello again, Richie Poole. John Araki says 5th. Welcome, John Araki, 5th in the chat. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. John DeMarco says greetings all. Greetings, John. Great video earlier today on all the ships named Enterprise. Mike Richards says greetings. John DeMarco says hello back. Mike Richards says more evil questions for tomorrow night, I suspect. And John DeMarco says a distinct possibility. Of course, he means Jep Nerdy tomorrow night on the John DeMarco channel. 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Words and Pictures says Bird will be in makeup now, getting powdered and reading over his script one last time before the show starts. If only there was a script. If only there was a script. And there's no makeup. There's no makeup. Jesus Christ, this is falling out of my nose. Words and Pictures, by the way, thank you so much for sending me that link to the what's it was called, late night horror theater. It was a reading of The Invisible Man with a whole bunch of Star Trek actors. I didn't even notice they were Star Trek actors at first till he mentioned it, and I heard Leonard Nimoy's voice. But after that, I heard Captain Janeway. I heard Neelix. I heard, I'm pretty sure, Nana Visitor, Kira from DS9, and others. It was just chock full. Oh, Q, John Delancey's voice. That was unmistakable. Real smorgasbord of track actors for that particular reading. It's out there if you guys look for it on YouTube. Words and Pictures. If you have the link still and want to put it in the chat, that would be wonderful. Thank you again. Richie Poole says, I remember, darn, I forgot. Words and Pictures says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, good to be here with you and your Kurogans. Thank you, Words and Pictures. And Richie Poole says, hail Kuroga. Hail Kuroga, absolutely. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird, welcome, Multi-Gunman. How are you? It's going well enough. It's going well enough, Multi-Gunman. Hakeem says, Qapla, Bird, and chat, Qapla, Hakeem. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, welcome to the pilot, Cinnabon Bunny, who gets, in native Kurogan, pilots get their own words. Mike Richards says, and let us never forget the orphan miners who gladly sacrificed their lives for their God Emperor. Mike Richards, today we remember the trainload of orphan miners that had to be retired before their time because they happened to be looking out the window and there was Deej pissing onto the train tracks, and all these miners started crying. They got to the mines. They were crying before they even made it to the mines. It was a disaster. Thanks, Deej. And LDG Free the Net gifted a Birdo Pray 5 membership. Thank you so much, LDG. And John DeMarco got the gifted membership from LDG. Thank you so much, LDG. John DeMarco back again for another month as a channel member. Awesome. Awesome. And for those of you who don't know, I on the Birdo or don't subscribe to the Birdo Pray 5X channel. And if you like my rants, I'm told by multiple people that the rant I went on Tuesday morning when the Powerball numbers were delayed was one of my best yet. So please go ahead and check out the Birdo Pray 5X channel. You can get it at birdopray5.com. And it's my most recent video on that channel, if you're at all interested in my rants. And I'm just being told from a news source that the reason for the delay was Minnesota. Minna effing soda, the fucking state that when 49 states voted for Ronald Reagan, Minnesota had to say, no, we'll take Mondale. That's what I think of Minnesota already. Already, Minnesota, from working up from behind, they're the ones who fucked up and couldn't get their Powerball plays done in time. That caused the entire system of the lottery to break down. Fucking Minnesota. Thank you for letting me know where my rage should be channeled. Didn't know it at the time. Now I do. Project Storytime's in the house, says Hail Bird. Hail Project Storytime. Good seeing you. Yvette says good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is lurking. Qapla, Gorilla. The Multi-Gunman says Birdo Pray 5 in Karoga, November 11th is Tyrannical Oppression Day. I like it. I like it. Yvette says both my grandfathers fought in World War II. One survived, one did not. Both are my heroes. That's, well, I would say it's wonderful that one did not survive, but it's wonderful they're your heroes. I have a friend whose grandfathers both fought in World War II on opposite sides. On opposite sides. Makes well, I'm sure they're both dead now. But back in the day, made dinner conversation around the dinner table a little hectic, a little different. Words and Pictures says thank you to all American veterans for your service to us all. Absolutely. Professor Brainy Specs says Qapla, Birdo Pray. Qapla, Professor. John welcomes the professor. Professor Brainy Specs says, wait, what? That's not new. Oh, to the Multi-Gun Man. Talking to the Multi-Gun Man. Where are we? Gorilla says, same thing happened to the tiny mustache man from Germany. A British soldier spotted him, but didn't shoot him because he was just a messenger. Oh, yeah, well, that was before he was the king of evil. Multi-Gun Man says, speaking of making babies, Birdo Pray 5 is very similar to Genghis Khan. 25% of the world's population have bird DNA in them. Bird ran harems across the world. The world would be much better if that were true. LDG is heading out for sushi. We'll be on the phone listening. Oh my God, LDG. Why do you punish yourself by going out for gas station sushi? I hope you have hope your sushi is free of worms. Mike Richards says greetings to the Random Menace. Multi-Gunman also says hi to Random Menace. Mike Richards says formal and familiar. Oh, those are that's how you call it? Well, she called it polite. The Random Menace says Professor Brainy Specs greetings to whenever and wherever your TARDIS is. John DeMarco says maybe a special pilot language would lead to fewer bird crashes. John Araki with a $2 super chat.
Up the damn elevator.
Thank you so much, John Araki. Another Powerball refund. Give me Liberty or give me Dax, says John Araki. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? If you didn't have Liberty, at least you would have Dax. That would be a tough one. Do I want freedom and liberty, or do I want Dax? That would be a conundrum I would love to be in, because there's really no bad option. There's no bad outcome. The multi-gun says, Bird, so how would you say go F yourself politely? Would you say please go F yourself? Of course, he didn't use the letter F. Yeah, you could say please, but it's more in the tone. The tone. If I'm not being particularly polite, I'll say, "Go fuck yourself, Deej." But if I wanted to be more polite, I would say, "Go fuck yourself, Deej." That's the polite way of saying that. Fucking Deej. Words and Pictures loves the tale of the polite pilot Spanish. Professor Brainy Specs is using some emojis. Mike Richards says, I told the cab driver, go forth, be fruitful and multiply, but not in those words. Woody Allen. You're welcome, John. You know what? He was the last person to chat before the gifted membership came in. And then he got the gifted membership. I think LDG might be onto something. That the last person to chat before the gifted membership comes up is usually the person who gets it. The Random Menace is a few days ago. Terry Farrell liked my reply to her tweet and responded, yay me. Congratulations. Congratulations. To be honest, though, Terry Farrell, Jadzia Dax, she just doesn't care as much as Esri, but whatever. It's something. At least she cares a little bit. Words and Pictures says The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, old time radio show. That was it, yes. Darren Wagner says it was Minnesota who delayed Monday's Powerball drawing. Freaking Viking fans. Those sons of bitches. John DeMarco says that was a rant for the ages. Miss Lundell says that Powerball rant was hilarious. LDG says I love bird rants every fucking time. Richie Poole says Minnesota is awesome. Of course you would, Richie. The Random Menace says mini soda is awesome. Like little cups of soda. I used to drink Coke out of shot glasses, and Mama Prey would give me shot glasses full of Coke. Richie Pools is the only state smart enough not to vote for Reagan. Good for you, Minnesota. Richie, I seriously think, I don't think the word smart means what you think it means. The Multi-Gun Man says, fucking Minnesota, Bird of Prey 5. Quick, somebody clip that. Richie Bull says, Minnesota, the heart and soul of America. Richie, known a lot of people from a lot of places. Only knew one person vicariously, not directly. Granted, it was through Sisopre. But only knew one person in the entire fucking country of the United States who, when deciding how many potatoes to cook for dinner, counted the number of people coming to dinner and then divided by 2. Maybe that makes sense in Minnesota, maybe. But every fucking place else, we would cook one fucking potato at least for everybody coming to dinner. Now, right, and one of the people was a fucking vegetarian, so they weren't going to eat any meat. Okay, I understand there are some families who aren't big on starches, okay? But this isn't one of those families. This was never one of those families. But plus Minnesota, Jesus Christ, they put mayonnaise and God knows what on everything. It's not like fucking Minnesota is a poster child for the keto diet or even good health in general. It's not. It's not. Okay, they're giant fucking Nordic Viking people. Okay, they can put down a fucking potato per person, and it wouldn't even, nobody would notice. And that was just as a one dish. Okay, half a fucking potato. I can't. I just don't fucking get it. And they're cheap. They're cheap. You make one potato. If somebody's coming, you got 3 guests coming to dinner, you make at least 1 potato per guest. You don't fucking put a guest in the awkward position of having to cut a fucking potato in half if they want one. 1 potato per person, at least. At least. Richie says, did I mention I was born in Minnesota? Oh, is that what it is? Gorilla's Random Thoughts is Minnesota's better than New York, eh? Yeah, you're in Arizona. You got the hell out of Minnesota. The Random Menace is my grandfather suffered in World War II. He told us stories how freezing it was up in the camp watchtowers. God. Random Menace, just this morning, Mama Bray told me how you got suspended from Facebook again. And I'm like, how could he get suspended from Facebook? What could Joseph have possibly posted that would get him suspended from Facebook? I was in total disbelief. And now you post something like that, and I get it. I get it. Darren Wagner says, Minnesota, the state who wouldn't even vote for Walter Mondale in 1984. No, the state who did vote. The smartest thing that state has ever done. Jesse Ventura for a governor, Al Franken for a senator, and Hershey Ali for the House. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff in Minnesota. You would think they were the first state to legalize the herb. Professor Brainy Specs is Bird. We're going to have our first night of freezing temperatures tonight. Oh, Professor, keep the heat up. Yeah, not he or she. Ilian Omar. I thought Omar. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. John Araki says gas station egg salad sandwich greater than gas station sushi. I'd agree. It has better taste. Jedi Bill says, hello, Berto Bray, Qapla, brother warrior. All hail, Karoga, Qapla, Jedi Bill. I hope you are well. John Araki says, Deej doesn't F himself. I believe he's got a guy for that. Bradley Briggs is laughing. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, as much sushi as Pickles eats, I got a certain episode of 911 for him to watch. John Araki lolls. John Araki says, Mamo Pray 2024, make dinner great again.
What?
Make dinner great again. I don't know. It's almost like they have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, they know.
The Mamo Prays cooking, yeah. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Richie Poole, you got Minnesota. You got a Minnesotan also. Richie Poole says, does Sister O'Prey like guys who come from Minnesota?
Yeah, she did.
I don't think she does anymore, Richie. Let's put it that way.
Where in Minnesota?
At one time, maybe. I don't think so much anymore. Well, yeah, what part of Minnesota, if you don't mind, Richie? John Araki says, Mamo Pray, question of the day. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh God, there are so many.
There's so many, she says. Green bean casserole or sweet potatoes. Okay. Darren Wagner says, my father was born in Minnesota and grew up there, and even he thinks Minnesota is a state full of imbeciles and a-holes. I would certainly go with the imbeciles. I don't know about the a-holes. No offense to anybody in Minnesota. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, that potato thing was just them. Richie Poole says, hey, maybe there was a potato shortage. There was no potato shortage. There was no potato shortage. This wasn't the fucking Idahoan potato famine. This wasn't even their house. They weren't even cooking for their house. They were cooking for somebody else's house. This is going up as a rant video for sure, says Bradley. Darren says they put ketchup on steak in Minnesota. You know what? I don't even mind that. I don't even mind. The random menace is just a question. Is not Cinnabon from Minnesota? He is, but you know, we like Cinnabon. He's different. He's a good Minnesotan. The multi-gunman says, Bird, I've got to go for now. My dog needs a walk. Have a great day. Take care, multi-gunman. Jedi Bill says, wow, shot glasses of Coke. Wow, everyone must have gotten extremely high. Darren Wagner says, they eat mashed potatoes with their hands in Minnesota. I don't know about that, Darren. Gorilla says, you might want to invest more money in your Kurogan intelligence agency, says Gorilla. John Araki says, one potato per person at least. Yes. Yes. Professor Brainy Specs says, the random menace possibly a Diet Coke mini soda. Antidurative Jill says, hi, hello, Antidurative Jill. She was streaming today on it was a fascinating thing. Jesus Christ. Westworld and Future World. Westworld, Future World. I listened for a while. Very cool. Antidurative Jill. And yesterday, she taught everybody how to make their Windows cursor into the fucking Enterprise, if you were interested. Keep an eye on Antidurative Jill channel. She has streams all times of the day and night. You never know. She doesn't plan ahead. You just get lucky sometimes. Darren Wagner says the effing Norwegians left Norway because it was cold, and they settled in Minnesota because it was half a degree warmer. Yeah, it's kind of weird how that worked out. Richie Pools is southeast portion along the Mississippi River. That's where he's from, Mama Frey.
Near Brooklyn.
Is that anywhere near Brooklyn, Minnesota? Brooklyn, Minnesota in the house. Gorilla says, oh, sure, you say Cinnabon is a good Minnesotan, but not me. Unsubbing. I didn't know you were from Minnesota too, Gorilla. Well, what's your view on potatoes? Captain Phantom Nerd says, Bird of Prey green bean casserole is one of the most vile and disgusting things ever created. Oh, man. Captain, that's... You got Mama Frey. Yeah. Everybody has their own taste, says Mama Frey. Murder Hornet returns. Qapla Bee's Nest says, yo, yo. Professor Brainy Specs says, Bird, we may like him, but Cinnabon Bunny needs to take his required meds. He keeps refusing. Yes, I've seen his issues on Jeopardy. He thinks he's like a champion or something. Richie Poole says, all Minnesotans are good. You could all learn a few things from those great people in Minnesota. Well, they can't be that good if they make 1/2 a potato per person. The Random Menace is lol fun fact. I am commenting on Facebook with really borderline language, and I got banned for a comment of a post about those crazy eco activists who glued themselves on a Ferrari. And I wrote, they should be charged and pay for the damage they created. I would tear their glued hands from the hoods. No bad language, and still got suspended until Monday. That's bullshit, Random Menace. You pulled their hands off. That you were doing them a service. You would have been doing them a service. Orville Nation says, hey, Bird. Hey, Orville. Hey, PJ. Qapla. Professor Brainy Specs says, Jep Nerdy tomorrow night. Absolutely. Absolutely. Darren Wagner says, there are 4 seasons in Minnesota. Almost winter, winter, still winter, and road construction. Gorilla says 5-pound bags every 3 days. What, of potatoes? That's fine. Okay, that's a sufficient number of potatoes. As then, I mean, unless you're using them for your potato gun, in which case you need more potatoes. Richie Poole says, Minnesota is a progressive oasis surrounded by the conservative wastelands of Wisconsin, Iowa, and the Dakotas. The Dakotas are wonderful. Okay, I don't know about Wisconsin. I've never been there. Iowa, decent enough. The Random Menace says, I love green beans to death. To death? That's pretty tough. Darren says, the Minnesota Vikings walk into a bar to watch the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Gorilla says, I'm right on the border of the idiots out wandering around Iowa. Darren says, why do all the trees in Wisconsin lean west? Because Minnesota sucks. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. 47 Yorktown says, hello, youngster. Hello, 47. Richie Poole says, the Vikings were the first team to go to 4 Super Bowls, and they lost all 4. It's tough. It's a tough break. Maybe if they had more potatoes. Gorilla says, Darren Wagner, whenever we feel down, we just look at Wisconsin. Gorilla says, or were we talking potato gun? Then make that a 50-pound box every 2 days. Yeah, that's what you need. Orville Nation says, holy crap, it's such a dark day in New York today. It's like a Tim Burton Batman movie. Is it? Is it dark? It's pretty dark out. Yeah. It's dark, it's cold, it's raining. Actually, it's warm. It's surprisingly warm, but it's raining. Yeah. It is what it is. So let's go. Like I said earlier, it is I had to just, I wanted to throw this out there. I don't know if any of you watch, I assume most of you do, pitch meetings with this guy, Ryan, whatever his name is. They're hilarious. But I got to be honest, this Top Gun Maverick pitch meeting that just went up earlier today, it's might be the funniest one they've done in a long time. I strongly suggest you guys check it out, watch it later, not now, later. Subscribe to them if you haven't, because he's hilarious. I didn't expect to laugh as much as I did today when I watched this. So check him out. Okay, no, what I was trying to bring up was the day today. Obviously, we know it's Veterans Day. We all know it's Angola Independence Day and Armistice Day and Martinique. I don't even need to bring those up. But it's also Armistice Day in Saint Barthélemy, Canterbury Anniversary Day, which has nothing to do with Canterbury Tales, Christchurch Show Day. Okay. It's Death/Duty Day, which sounds like Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. On Death/Duty Day, let's remember the end of World War I, ensuring history never repeats itself. Yes, World War I. That was kind of already the wrong message. It's Fashing Day, not fashion, not fashion, not fash, not fascist, not fasting, fash, Fasching, fashing. Join millions of people in celebrating this cheeky, lively holiday marked with pomp and color. And I don't know, there's all these strange people wearing a mask. It looks like a witch. I don't know. It's French Armistice Day, where we have clearly the whatever Shutterstock model we could find wearing a French beret, and just use her as the face of French Armistice Day. A French holiday is to remember that the deceased should be kept alive in our memory. And you know what? That's a lot like what my plans were for today. Because what else do we got? Direct to Consumer, National Direct to Consumer Friday. Fuck. National Education Day. India memorializes the birthday of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, the first minister for education in India. It's National Isabel Day, if you know anybody named Isabel. It's also National Lay Day, if you know anyone named Lay. It's National Metal Day, not medal, but metal. It's not all doom and gloom. In fact, some metal can even be uplifting. It's National Origami Day, because of course. Hey, it's National Sundae Day. No, not Sunday the day, Sunday the dessert. You would think it would be on a Sunday, but it's not. It's on Friday. Desserts don't get much more decadent than marshmallow, chocolate, or strawberry sundaes. It's National Timothy Day. That doesn't look like a Timothy. It's Pocky Day. Want to gobble up some Pocky sticks? Eat as many as you wish on Pocky Day. What the fuck is a Pocky stick? They don't even show those are chopsticks. I don't know what they're even showing in this picture. How is that Pocky? Pocky Day is celebrated on November 11th. It's an opportunity for fans of Pocky, a delicious, slightly sweet biscuit in a coating of easily snackable flavored icing, to gather and show their appreciation of the treat. Pocky is one of the most popular treats in Japan and is even served in bars alongside a glass of ice water. Who goes to the bar for a donut and an ice water? God damn, Japan is just messed up. Pocky is made of breadstick coated with chocolate, served in boxes. The treat was created by Izaki Glico, a food corporation in 1963. Although it became popular almost instantly, it was messy to eat, often leading to rivers of chocolate running down the fingers. So to satisfy their customers, Gilgo went back to the drawing board and came up with solutions to the popular candy. In a burst of inspiration, the company came up with the genius idea of removing the chocolate from a portion of the candy and leaving it with a handle. For that one decision, a sensation named Rocky was born. However, in 2014, Rocky was changed to Pocky, the name we now love. Oh my God. Fucking Japan. Porto Prince Underground River Day. Take a trip to Porto Prince Underground River Park, one of the most breathtaking wonders of the world. It's Remembrance Day. It's also Remembrance Day in Australia. I don't know why they need a separate Remembrance Day, but they've got it. It's St. Martin's Day. St. Martin was named after St. Martin, the patron saint of beggars and France. I don't know why that's so funny to me. St. Martin, the patron saint of beggars and France. I much rather say it of beggars and the French. What are you, a beggar? Your saint is St. Martin. What are you, French? You're a beggar. Your saint is also St. Martin. Who decides this stuff? Which pope? And it's Singles Day. I didn't know Singles Day existed until I was playing Governor of Poker 3, and I saw that today on the game calendar, it was marked as Singles Day. And there was a special Singles Day purchase available that gave you a whole bunch of extra prizes, chances to win big money. And I didn't know Singles Day was a thing. Singles Day, I use this. I didn't know if it was something the game made up or if it was something like real. Anyway, I found it here, the history of Singles Day. Singles Day is celebrated on November 11th. It's a Chinese commercial holiday that helps single people show their pride in being single. It's kind of like an FU to Valentine's Day, I guess. It started as a paean to being single, where solo students at China's Nanjing University chose November 11th because 1111 looks like a group of sticks to celebrate, rather than lament being partnerless. It quickly grew into a fun, unofficial holiday in which single people across China treat themselves to nice dinners and splurge on goods they wouldn't otherwise buy for themselves. From those humble roots, Singles Day has become the single most lucrative online shopping holiday in the world, with sales reaching $25 billion in 2017, easily surpassing Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined.
Who wrote this?
Where the fuck did this even come from? I'd never heard of Singles Day until 4 or 5 days ago. Mama Bray's like, who wrote this? Mama Bray never heard of it till I just brought it up. Singles Day has been a thing apparently for a long time. On 11/11/93, a group of lonely yet positive students decided that instead of lamenting the lack of a significant other, they would instead celebrate being single. Yeah, we already read this. The anti-Valentine's Day celebration of singledom caught on and spread across universities throughout China, generally characterized by fun, harmless events, meaning don't go protest and get run over by a tank. For example, one student reserved every other seat in a movie theater, prohibiting couples from sitting together during a screening of Beijing Love Story, an aptly named romantic film. The level of mischief is the most the holiday is celebration extends into anti-couples. For the most part, the holiday is a shopping holiday, thanks in part to Alibaba CEO Daniel Zhang, who created the first Singles Day sale in 2009, sparking a trend that surpassed Cyber Monday in single-day transactions. While the holiday may have gone commercial, the celebrations and theme are still in line with us for its founding, to celebrate who you are, your friends, your loved ones, regardless of what your relationship status is. So anyway, as I was saying, Mama Bray, well, as you guys know, my birthday's coming up, right? November 13th, this Sunday. Sunday is my birthday. Usually, Mama Bray used to buy me instant lottery tickets. Not tons, but quite a few instant lottery tickets. However, in recent years, Mama Bray doesn't drive anymore. She doesn't get out. COVID, all these things. One of the few things you cannot buy via, DoorDash or delivery.com or deliveries, whatever, food and stuff. You can't buy lottery tickets. You can't buy lottery tickets. Just can't happen. So Mama Bray was at a big loss what to get me for my birthday. And over the years, she would just get me kind of a funny gift or a cheap gift or whatever. And honestly, I tell her all the time, Mama Bray, you don't need to get me anything. You're just being here is more than I could ever hope for. And, I really don't want anything. But Mama Bray, she's my mom and she has to get me something. But this year, she realized that she could get me something. So Mama Bray, something that I actually really would like. And she was right. So Mama Bray bought for me 2 big prizes on Governor of Poker. Okay. On Governor of Poker. I'm already at 600 million chips, by the way. But just to be clear, Mama Bray purchased for me 3 fortune tokens. Each one of these tokens has a chance of winning up to $2 billion chips. 2 billion chips.
Don't do them till I come back here. We're
Okay.
about to do them.
I was going to do 1 today and 2 on my birthday.
Okay.
But also, in addition to the fortune token, Mama Pray got me the Singles Day chest. So you could go out, Mama Pray. I'm just going to open the Singles Day chest. I'm not going to do the Singles Day chest. So the Singles Day chest has a whole lot of stuff in it. So let's see what the Singles Day chest has. 3 golden Halloween spin tokens, a piggy bank token, a black XL spin token. I've never had that before. A balloon entry key gets me in to the $10 million balloon. 2 sapphire tickets and free items and a good luck chest. So now we see what our free items are. 20 milkshakes, 20 pizzas, and our good luck is, oh my God, that's a $50 million. That's a key that's worth $50 million balloon. Possibly up to, actually it could be worth more. I have to win. I have to win for those to count. But Jesus Christ. So we've got a gold entry balloon and a $50 million balloon. We've got a whole bunch of stuff, and we've got these things. So yeah. Okay, I've got to Jaloja. So I will be right back.
Give me a mountain and nothing to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and smooth, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me a river, give me a dew. Give me my good friends, give me a dew. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Ohayo, buddy. Wow, scrambled egg muffin, hash potato, hot cake. Wow! Hurry! 大変だ。ここかな？こっちか？よし、ここだ。あれ？もう。美味しい笑顔、マクドナルド。みんなもおいでよ。
Hertz introduces great low January sale rates, like $69 a week here in Arizona.
Or only $79 a week here in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, Arnie? Well, what about $78 a week here in sunny California?
Yeah! Or, OJ, only $59 a week here in sunny Florida.
Brutal, Juice, brutal. Hertz, you don't just rent a car, you rent a company.
You got a date, skin's looking great, cause Clearasil's ace. Face to face, see you at 8, skin's looking great, CJ's the place. Face to face.
Clearasil gives you great-looking skin, even close up. Inside, it kills bacteria to dry the pimple.
Clearasil's ace. Face to face.
Outside, it soaks up all the excess oil.
Feeling first great, cause skin's looking great, cause Clearasil's ace.
Clearasil, for skin that looks great, even close up.
Face to face.
Jeans and tops from Sears are spring wardrobe essentials on sale this week. First, jeans that fit just $10.99. They fit your shape as well as your size. And you save $5. Add the all-cotton top, now just $6.99. Cool comfort and perma-press too, and you save $3. Jeans in western and cinch waist, tops in stripes and solids. These wardrobe essentials are on sale through Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Yes, Sears. Jedi Bill, thank you so much. Jedi Bill gifted a membership, and it was given to Bradley Briggs. Qapla Bradley Briggs. Thank you. And Qapla Jedi Bill, thank you so much Jedi Bill, for gifting another membership. Very cool. So yeah, so I actually was really happy. I was honestly pleasantly surprised and happy. Mama Pray, because I'll be honest, I wasn't, listen, I've spent $10, $20, $25 on this game at times, but there was no way in hell I was going to spend the money for this or that. But Mama Pray, as a gift, that was really nice, because it was something I never would have spent the money on myself. But you're damn right, I'm going to enjoy every single minute of it. It's almost more fun than a lottery ticket, because I know I'm going to win at least something. So many lottery tickets get zero over the years. But anyway, so yeah, let's see. Let's just have a little fun. Now, the piggy token, you save that. Okay, I saved that till recently, and I got 60 million or 20 million, or no, 60 million. 60 million? Yeah, 60 million chips, because my piggy bank can hold up to 20 million chips. So I wait till it gets full. Then I wait till they do a triple or quadruple day. And then boom, 60, 80 billion chips for free if you have the token. So I had the token now. I had a token before, and now I've got another one. So this is awesome. Sapphire tickets, those could be big. I've never played an XL spin. I really don't know what that's going to be like. These gold tokens with the pumpkin on them, they're worth, I'd say on average, 1.5 to 2 million chips, though occasionally you get a dud. Like I get a hat instead of 2 million chips. Like, fuck that. Who the hell wants a hat? So it is a risk. But I'd say conservatively, it's at least 1 million chips a spin. So, and probably more. So there might be, there could be 10 million chips between the three here. But this one, the fortune token, three tokens, $99. So I will grant you, this sounds stupid. Okay, $33.33 for a fictitious token that could be worth from a low of 5 million chips to a high of 2 billion chips in a fake game for fake money about poker. But you know what? It's fun. It's fun, and I enjoy it. So thank you, Mamo Pray. Do you want to watch live, Mamo Pray? Or do you want me to just tell you what I got?
Go ahead and tell me.
You're in the middle of a game. Okay. So we're going to spin it one time. We'll have 2 more tokens for my actual birthday, but one early spin. Let's see. It can be as high as 2 billion. Okay. And we already have 600 million chips. So maybe we'll pass the billion. Maybe we won't. We'll see. 3, 2, 1, spin. Come on, big money, big money. 250 million chips with the first one. So, boom, 853 million. I'll be honest. It was 250 million chips with the first one. So, I mean, if all 3 do that, that's, 750 million. Yeah, it folded. It happens. It happens, Mama Pray. Anyway, I'm not going to play the game. I just wanted to give you guys an update and see what it was like. And I wanted to thank Mama Pray for the really cool birthday gift. Anyway, let's go back to the chat. Hey, Eastland Burkholder, Qapla. Eastland Burkholder, does anyone want to congratulate me on my 1977 RV camper no longer having 1977 wiring? Congratulations, Eastland. Richie Poole says today is also Hug a Minnesotan Day. Just kidding. I wish it was. The only people who hug Minnesotans are other Minnesotans because it's so cold. Bradley Briggs says, I got an old Cadillac that needs a rewiring. Every wire in that car has turned into green dust. Yitza says, my ex-wife is called Isabel. F her. Oh, sorry, Yitza. Random and it says Wordle time. Oh, Wordle time. Well, here's the problem. I kind of did it. Kind of did Wordle already. So, Professor Brainy Speck says Wordle, Wordle, Wordle. I should have just lied, right? I should have lied and just did it. But I already did it, so I don't want to give it away for anybody who didn't already. Richie Bulls is okay, Wordle first, then Dear Bob. Sorry, Richie. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, guys. Hello, Pop Culture Curator. Qapla Bird, hope you're doing well. I am, Pop. Thank you for asking. Well enough. There sure is a lot of remembering going on, says Richie. Singles Day, popular with strippers, says the Random Menace. Oh, my God. Pop Culture Curator says, lonely yet positive equals ugly. Yeah, probably. Probably. Well, the problem with China is that they've got so many more men than women, because their whole culture. I mean, you had not generations, but thousands and thousands of people who all wanted boys. They were only allowed to have one child for so long. And for their family unit to survive, it needed to be a male child. So for various reasons, the male, naturally, women are slightly more favored. Like you have like a 0.01% chance more of being born female than male for whatever reasons. Probably the sperm with the 2X chromosomes is just a little bit faster than the sperm with the XY. So naturally, there's just a little bit more women than men in any population. Except China, okay? Because China, they manipulated it. So there's more men than women, and there's just not enough women for every guy. And that's a problem. It's going to be a bigger problem as time goes on. So I'm happy. I already have enough problems with women. At least I wasn't born in a country where there's more men than women. Eastland says, in Bradley Briggs, I have a working toilet and a faucet. Dillard Draws, Qapla Dillard Draws. What's the matter, Mama Pray? Okay. Oh, your mouse wasn't working properly? It's causing issues with the poker game. It's causing the bets not to go? Right. I'm sorry, Mama Pray. Oh, you got a royal flush. Oh, you couldn't get it? Oh, my God. Son of a bitch. John DeMarco appreciates the irony of a huge outburst of capitalism originating in China. Absolutely. Mike Richards with the emojis, Bird loves poker. Dillard Draws says degenerate gambler. Mamo Pray, Yitza says Mamo Pray. is a gambling enabler. Absolutely. Absolutely, she is. Richie Bulls was poker. I thought you were going to tell us Mama Bray got you a girl for your birthday. I was expecting that too, Richie. Mama Bray's like, I know exactly what to get you for your birthday. I thought, oh, she's flying somebody in or something. No. But you know what? The poker governor of poker token, it's good enough. And honestly, I'll cause less anxiety. It will cause less anxiety for me in the long run. Cinnabon says, nice. Bradley Briggs says, dang, that chest has a lot of stuff in it. Yitza says, my whole text deleted, just the emoticon stuck. I'm sorry, Yitza. Words and pictures has the poker celebration emojis. Words and pictures says, great gift, Mamo Pray. It literally was. I was pleasantly surprised. Dan Ben says, hello, Dan Ben. Professor Brainy Sex says, but it hurts not follow the will of Avis. Dan Ben says, never use actors who actually have spots in these adverts. Dan Ben says, clothes that cheap are safe to wear? Question mark. I don't. Those were old commercials. Those were old commercials, Dan Ben. In those days, those weren't so cheap. John DeMarco says, yes, we try harder. Indie Tiger Sci-Fi Review says, hello, and Qapla, bird, Qapla, Indie Tiger. Captain MKG is in the house, Qapla Captain. Professor says, big bucks, no whammies. Dabo, yells John DeMarco. Fizbin, yells Richie Poole. 250 million yes words and pictures. Says the random menace is in China. It is, are you having a boy or an abortion? Captain Fandom Nerd says hello to Dillard. Cinnabon says if you want a girl baby in China, just go downstream from a hospital. God. Indies Tigers Sci-Fi Review says Harry Mudd is taking care of women shortage in China. That would be replacing them with androids. Or just giving the ugly ones pills to make them look better. Bradley Briggs is next B-Day. She should get you one of those nice fancy anime mouse pads. I don't know what that is. And you're winking like there's something more fancy about them that I know. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hello, Bird. How are you today? Did you hear Batman Kevin Conroy died today? He was the victim to cancer. This is terrible news for all Batman fans. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. You shall be missed. Daniel Deej did a stream earlier today, and he mentioned it. Definitely. NB Geeks Bar and Grill. NB Geeks Bar and Grill says, still cannot believe we lost Batman today. This one is really getting to me. Oh, I'm sorry, NB. I'll be honest, I did not know him as Batman. Not the biggest Batman fan. I obviously, Batman, the Dark Knight, modern Batman stuff, but I don't know. That seems like a more obscure Batman. Like I didn't know Mark Hamill was a Joker or anything like that. And to be honest, I still don't care because just not a Batman. Just not a Batman guy. Anyway. So here was my thoughts for today. And I didn't think we were going to get this far without doing this already. So I really don't know that we're going to have time. I wanted to go through today and think about the people who died in my family, not just the veterans, but the people I miss, and the people, even some I didn't know, because I realized today, like, okay, first I was like, well, where would I start? And my first thought was to start to people. We start with people who were alive at least when I was born. But truth be told, there are definitely people who I want to know more about who were never alive when I was born. And to that, I really got to talk to Mama Pray, because she's the one who knew them. They were mostly her family. And on Dad O'Pray's side, there was one person who died between the time I was born and Sis O'Pray was born. But other than that, I mean, I had some idea, who my grandfather was. There was an aunt on my mom's side who died. I was young, but I had some idea who she was. I was a young teenager, but I have memories of her. Then obviously Dad O'Pray, and I had a great aunt, and then my grandmother, and others, but we're going way back. I don't know if Mama Pray, if you do you have a couple minutes? Okay. So Mama Pray is just winning one game, getting somebody out in poker, and she's just going all in. Oh. Okay. Let me take my pill while we're. Huh?
All right. Give me an idea of who you would like to really know about.
Well, I was gonna say, let's start with your mom. My question is, obviously it's hard to explain from scratch, but is there anybody today that I might know that you would say she was like the most, or like her the most? Do you feel,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. Take your time, Mama Pray. I'll be right. I'm right here taking a pill. So there's, what do we got here? Daniel says, okay, I read that. Captain MKG says, I'm smoking one for Kevin Conroy. The TAS and the video games are just classic monuments to time now. Rest in peace. NB Geek says, Captain MKG, this day went to hell quick. And NB says, I got very fortunate. I had parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, and a lot of cousins. The glue of our family is gone. and we never became whole again. Oh, I'm sorry, NB. Dan Ben says, R.I.P. to who? I'm guessing it was to Kevin Conroy, former Batman actor. For you guys, I mean, Mama Pray's parents died before I was born, before she was married, even. And even on Dad O'Pray's side, his parents were alive for a long time, relatively speaking. His side of the family, I always knew better.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so you won your hand. Okay. Okay. So I will put the camera off.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Want me to go over there?
Wherever you want to go. Yeah, sure. So I guess if you don't mind. So the question, Mama Pray, is
Wait. Hi, everyone. Before I get into answering questions, hope everyone's doing well. Okay, son.
Yeah.
What's the question?
So question one about your mom.
Okay.
Who takes after her the most, or is she similar to anybody?
Okay. You have to understand. Most of what I know about my mother comes from my sister.
Right.
Because
That's right.
I was only 5 when she passed. I have just a couple of fleeting memories of things that I've done that we did together. And I really don't know. My sister says to me in conversation that I'm like my mother. And I kind of think she's like my mother. Except she, my sister is a wonderful person, but what's the word? She worries about everything.
Anxiety.
Yeah, she does have a lot of anxiety. Where, I mean, I try to hold it in, and she said my mother was a very strong person, that, she didn't let things bother her. And so maybe I'm like her, but ask me about someone else, son. I can give a better
Okay.
answer.
Well, obviously the next one would be your father.
Okay, that's easy. That's very easy. You are very much like him. My father was, he had his own businesses throughout his life. That respect I'm not speaking of. I'm speaking of his personality. He was well liked. If anybody needed anything and he could do it, he did. Of course, there were times that he would volunteer members of his family, especially when my brothers were teenagers, like, older teens, say 14 and up, and it was a snowstorm. My father was out there driving. He was driving my brothers to everybody he knew that he thought needed help shoveling their snow. And then he forbid my brothers to take a penny from anybody. No, you cannot accept money. Just go shovel this, no, and go on. And they did. I mean, he would spend the whole day out. My brothers would come home exhausted. But in general, the thought, um, there's a lot of things, I guess you guys, I hear Bird speaking. I don't know most of the time who he's speaking to because he keeps his earphones in. But I can hear the advice, the his opinions on, and I take it that he is a listening board for many of his viewers for many different things. And in the family and his friends, when he got sick, he had 2 cars. The Infinity that he drove, and he had a black Jeep that he wasn't using at the moment, but it was fully insured and license plates. And one of his friends needed a car for some reason. I don't know if his broke down or accident or whatever. So he just said to him, here, use this till you can get yours taken care of. And then he wound up in the hospital. And it was months, until we realized that his friend had his Jeep. But like, even if he had not been in a coma and in the hospital, it didn't bother him. He gave him the Jeep. Okay, he'll bring it back. Sisso Prey, all their life. Anything she needed. They would fight like anything, but not about if she needed something, he was there. If I needed something, he was there. And that was like my father. My father, when I was young 20s and lived on my own, I knew my father's business wasn't doing very well. And I actually, for the time, I was paying my bills and, had a couple of bucks left after payday. He would say, he would go in his pocket. Here, you need money for rent. Do you need money for food? Do you need, I said, Dad, thank you. I don't need any money. He kept trying to give it to me. If it was his last $5, he would never let you know. If a neighbor came in and saying their husband, I don't know, drank away the paycheck, my father would give the woman money for groceries. It just, that was him. So yes, you're the one that reminds me. You and my brother Buddy. Yes, Uncle Buddy is much like him.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Well, yeah, obviously. But first, Richie Poole
Oh.
and Eastland Burkholder will say hi.
Hello.
I'm sure other people.
Yes, I'm
will
saying
have
hello to
words.
everyone.
Yeah.
See, I can't see
The comments.
the comments. They're up, but I don't have glasses on at the moment.
Okay, so then next on the list, your brother.
Oh,
That
Uncle
died.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he died before I was born, right?
No.
Or soon after.
No, actually, Uncle Kevin died when he was your godfather.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He passed away on Easter when Diana was 1.5 years, so that would have been 82.
I'll be honest, to this day, I don't recall a picture of him. I have no picture to go with his name in my mind.
If I look in that bin of
Mhm.
photos, there's at least one. Oh, no. Oh, no, that was only Uncle Stephen. I might even have one on Facebook.
I mean, I remember the video of your wedding.
Yeah.
Was he there?
Yeah.
He was on the video.
He's on the video, definitely. That's what I was thinking. The picture of my wedding with Uncle Stephen in front. I think Kevin was behind. But anyway, Kevin was technically my stepbrother. I'm going to say who reminds me of him. You're not going to want to hear this. Charlie. Yeah, my grandson, nephew, I'll pray, to Bird, he doesn't sit still. And that's the way Uncle Kevin was. He had to be doing 3 things at once, and he was mischievous. As he got older, now, he was only 7 months younger than me. And when he skipped the 3rd grade in school. So he wound up in the same grade as me. The school was big enough that they tried not to put siblings together in any class. Like if you're in the same grade, you wouldn't be in the same class as a brother or sister, stepbrother, Anyway, so we were but we had many of the same friends. Well, I was 11 years old, and I was playing stickball in the street in the summer with the neighborhood kids, mostly boys. And my father pulled up from work and watched me running. I guess I hit the ball and had to run somewhere. I guess we ran from sewer cover to sewer cover. He went in the house, told my stepmother, tomorrow you take her and buy her a bra. Well, anyway, of course, after we went and purchased a couple of bras, and my brother Kevin had friends in the house, he took a broomstick, put my bras on the broomstick, and ran around in front of all his friends. I wanted to kill him. I was mortified. To an 11-year-old girl, that was, But he did things like that. One time he got me so angry, I was making scrambled eggs in a really heavy frying pan. I don't know. I don't remember what it was he said or did. I took the frying pan, threw the eggs in the sink, and threw the butter dripping pan at him. Luckily, the kitchen had a swinging door, and he closed the door, and all I did was manage to put a big dent in a wooden door. What do you call that? A crack or something?
I know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hold on one second, Mama.
Yeah.
Sorry, just needed a minute. Mahal pray will be back. Wow. So Charlie. So no, Uncle Kevin does not like a 2-year-old. Uncle Kevin was smart, says Mama Fred. He was brilliant. I knew he skipped a grade. It just didn't, from what I knew about him, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that he was. By the way, Charlie, for those of you who don't get the Charlie updates, which is none of you, Charlie has started doing 2-digit addition and subtraction. Particularly the subtraction was surprising. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love addition, but when you can do addition and subtraction, 2 digits. That's he's not even 2.5 years old yet. I think we've got a math. I don't know what it's called, but a math. I don't want to say savant, but a math not genius, a math person. Actually, Sissopray was arguably better at math than I ever was. She used to get 100 on the math regents, where I'd only get 99 or 98. So I guess it's not surprising that he is particularly good at math, to the point that I think we need to get him at some point in touch with somebody who is really good, who can bring him, expose him to higher concepts of math than I'd be comfortable. And he's also reading too, so it's not just math. Yeah, he's also
Not just the letters. I mean, he knows A to Z in the letters, but
right. So
it's
Uncle Kevin.
Uncle Kevin. Well,
So like Charlie.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he was very smart. I mean, so much to the point that it made me feel really dumb, and I wasn't, but I didn't know it. When we went in 6th grade, I don't know if they still do this, but they tested everyone's IQ, whatever they called the test at that time. And you had to have over a certain number in order to get into a special program. And everybody assumed Kevin was going to make it. Nobody assumed I was going to make it too, but I did. So then we get to junior high, and there aren't that many classes in the special programs. So one of the classes we were in was creative writing. And I was always the quiet kid, didn't make any trouble, didn't say anything. And Kevin was the class clown. He was the class clown to the point that the teacher really didn't like him. One time, the teacher was a couple of minutes late. He told everybody. Kevin got up. He said, listen, everybody put your books on your desk, piled up. Put your hands, clasp your hands together, and don't talk. When the teacher comes in and starts telling us what to do, everybody just sit there like you're dead. Like, don't laugh, don't move. And the whole class listened. The teacher got so mad, he ran out of the room to get the dean or whoever it was. I mean, he would do things like that. And then his handwriting was terrible. So he would hand in assignments that, I mean, you could hardly read it, but you could read it. And the teacher would give him a D. I would hand in my assignments late because I would just take his, copy it over in a neater handwriting, hand it in, and get an A. This went on the whole time, the whole year we had this teacher. I didn't really have to be very creative that year.
Wow.
Yeah. But unfortunately, by the time we hit high school, Kevin got in with the wrong crowd. And through the grace of God, I didn't. There were a lot of drugs involved. And he started having seizures. And I knew that his seizures were only happening when he was taking a certain drug. But then the seizures kept going, and he wound up he got out of, he cleaned himself up. He went to a program and he came out, he got married, but he was still having seizures. They went to Florida to look for a place to live. They were in New Jersey at the
He
time.
was married.
Yeah, Kathy was her name. She may still be alive, I don't know. But anyway, on one weekend when they went down to look for a place to live in Florida, he had a seizure in the parking lot of the motel, fell, hit the back of his skull on the concrete where the cars, barriers where the cars go. They tried to save him. But what happened was when he fell, there was an aneurysm in his brain that they could not. They couldn't. It was middle of his brain. They couldn't save him. It burst, and that's why I'm saying it was Easter, the year Diana was a year and a half. But he was something. He was definitely something.
Definitely somebody I really wish I had gotten to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, once he straightened out and, he was brilliant. He really was. I mean, after all the issues with drugs and whatever, he got a job for American Express at some senior capacity. And in those days, they were not too forgiving for, but they would give entrance exams back then. I don't know if they still do. Anyway. And, of course, my sister Madeline, you remember.
Right. Well, that was next.
Yeah.
Next on the list is, well, okay, I was actually going to. I had confused when Uncle Kevin died.
Yeah.
The other question was just switching to the other side of the family for a second. My great-grandmother,
Mama's
mother. So I knew she was alive when I was born.
Yes.
But she had passed away by the time Diana.
Oh, yeah, she passed away when you were 4 months old to the day.
Right. So, I mean, I don't really remember her as we don't have any memory of her.
Right.
But there is video of her.
Yes.
That I remember. I have a face to her name because, well, actually, I don't even know what her name was. But I have a face at least to the idea of who she was.
Angelina. Angelina was her name.
Right. So I guess my question for you then was, I mean, I just kind of think of her as Mama's mother.
Yeah.
So of course I think of her, she's probably like Mama. But then in the reality of like, well, that really doesn't probably doesn't mean anything.
I only knew her for a few years.
Right.
And I knew her after. I know that she worked until she was 72 years old.
It's like Mama.
Oh, yeah. Well, similar. Mama worked to 88.
Yeah.
She was a homebody, after, though I will remember one funny story. Right after she retired, she was going to Italy to visit some relatives there. And she wanted to bring them gifts. So she went, I guess, to Canal Street at the time was the big, and she bought a dozen AM, FM portable radios. She was bringing them with her so that the people in Italy could hear the radio from the United States. Daddy had a hard time explaining to her that wasn't going to happen. But the other thing, and was my mother-in-law went to work when her mother retired. Her mother lived downstairs in the same house. So the grandmother used to cook every night because her daughter was working. But I don't know if people do this, if they still do it. I never did it. They had a certain menu for every day of the week. Monday night was chicken soup. I guess in her early days, she made it from scratch. But as she got older and she was up into her late 70s, she would use Lipton, the box, Lipton chicken noodle soup. Okay. And one Monday night, Dad O'Prey and I went there and for dinner. Now, I never really liked chicken, so I wasn't having chicken soup. But Dad O'Prey loved chicken. And he took a bowl, and I felt terrible because I'm looking at the soup. And I said to him, don't eat it. And she had a big pot of this because there were like 4 or 5 other people that didn't come home yet. There were little bugs in it. She thought it was parsley or something. She couldn't see anymore. Anyway, that was one Monday night. They didn't have chicken soup. We ordered Chinese food. But I felt bad telling her, but I couldn't let, your father was ready to, he didn't care.
Oh, protein.
So I really can't say much about it. She was a really nice woman. You were born, she loved you, she held you. You were gassy. She told me, fennel seed tea. What the hell is fennel seed? I didn't know. I was 20-something years old. And she got the fennel seeds and she made the tea and put it in the bottle. That's what I need to give you now. Oh, it worked.
Oh, fennel seed tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was a nice lady.
She was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll be here for 12 hours if you go through the immediate family members, even just on my side that passed.
Right. Well,
so,
I would just,
yeah, I had a big family and I don't anymore. Though I lost one brother and one sister. I have my oldest sister alive, one brother, and another stepbrother. So, I mean, and I've got you and Diana and Charlie. I'm happy. If I would win 50 million on Governors of Poker, I'd be happier.
Happier than us?
No, I'm already happy. I've got you guys, and I'm happy for that. I mean, I would have really been happy if you won. See, I forgot what it was already. Powerball. But you didn't, so.
Thomas Potts says, well, I show up, and Mama Prey says, Bird is gassy. Richie Poole says, chicken and bug soup. Yummy.
Oh.
Bird O'Prey 5 is going to have Charlie doing his taxes at age 5, says Richie.
Yeah.
Cody Guy, hail Cody. Professor Printing Spec says Charlie will be taking over Karoga very soon.
He took over Karoga. We just didn't tell anybody.
Gets to ask, but does he speak Klingon yet? No. Okay, well, one more. Let's
one
finish.
more. Okay.
Yes, so obviously next is Aunt Madeline.
Okay.
There's Mama Prey's younger sister.
Yeah.
Who you kind of raised.
Yeah.
As a mother.
My sister Madeline was technically my half sister. We had the same father and a different mother. When my father remarried, they had my sister Madeline. The early years, I mean, I took her everywhere with me, everywhere. We went to the beach, we went shopping. Wherever I went, she was with me. I took her to school. When she started school, I would walk her to school, then go on to my school, pick her up, bring her home when I was done, until she was old enough to go by herself. We were really close. There was never, ever, ever any animosity or jealousy or anything that some sisters I know had between each other. We just got along great. As we got older, she was my best friend. Really. In fact, she married Dad O'Pre's cousin. They met at our house, and
Was it by the pool?
Huh?
One summer by the pool?
Yeah, well, yes. And I knew. She was one of the days we had like 20 people in the backyard, a summer day, a weekend day, and we were bringing food in and out. And as she passed me, as I was by the door bringing something out and she was coming in, she said to me, "What's his name again?" Now, like I said, there's 20 people there. I immediately knew who she meant. I said, "Sal." "Oh, yeah, okay. And who is he?" And I explained to her who he was, how he was Rudy's cousin. And I just knew at that moment something was big. And sure enough, everybody left that night. They stayed. They stayed the weekend. This was not unusual for people to stay in our house unplanned. But I just knew. She was leaving on Monday to go a week vacation. She had Cancun or something, plans she had made with her friends. And while she was in Cancun, the day before she was supposed to come back, he stops by the house, my husband's cousin, and says, "I hope you don't mind. Your sister gave me her number. I can't find it. Could I have it again?" And I just knew that she would want him to have it. I didn't say, "Oh no," if she, I gave her the number. P.S. About a year later, they got married. Unfortunately, her baby was 10 months old and she had a brain aneurysm. Just boom, 32 years old, and she was gone. I did not laugh. I swear I did not laugh for 6 years. I went about taking care of the kids were young. Bert O'Prey and Sis O'Prey they needed, I did what I had to do. I cleaned the house, I cooked the food, I took care of them, but I was like a zombie. I didn't realize how much I had changed until something like 6 years later, I laughed at something. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. Was it a TV show? Something somebody said or did. And that's when I realized it's the first time since Madeline died I laughed. But I'll never get over losing her. Look, you get married. You've got a 50-50 chance of outliving your spouse. That's it, You expect to outlive your parents. You don't want to ever outlive a child. and my sister was the closest thing that I had to a child besides my own children. And it just like, I'll never, I always wonder how my life would have been different if she lived. I know it would have been different, but I miss her. Okay, son, now that you had me, who's closest to her? Your sister looks a lot like her. Probably your sister. Aunt Madeline was set in her ways, not in a bad way, but if she knew something to be right, that's the way it was.
More so than her daughter.
Huh? No, her daughter is like her, but
yeah, I know. On the
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen her in a few years, and yeah, I mean, I know that Aunt Madeline loved animals. What was that? Oh, the blinds. Okay. Yeah, she loved animals, and her daughter has like 4 or 5 dogs, and yeah, but definitely, your sister is a lot like her. If she looks like her. Guys, I'm sure I put half of you to sleep.
Deej.
Deej. Oh, Deej. Yeah. I worry, Deej, because, you're still saying you're not the father. I guess I believe you. But when I see Charlie ride his tractor in the house, I don't know. I start to wonder.
Charlie does like riding his tractor.
He does. He's got a John Deere, and he's got the tool set to go with it. Only kidding, Deej. Only kidding. Night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Mama Pray. And there were others, my grandfather, but I mean, at that point, I think I was, 14, 15 when he passed. So, I mean, I know enough of them. I heard some stories. I have some memories of him and me up in the Adirondacks, just driving around town sometimes. He had a car lot till the city took it by eminent domain. Those fuckers. Then his brother passed. Now we were never close, but it just so happened I was home that day. I don't know if it was a weekend or a holiday. I forget exactly what.
Thank God you were home.
But it was epically good that I was the one who picked up the phone, because this particular uncle had the same name as me. Exact same name. And so I picked up the phone from a police officer. Hello, this is Detective so-and-so at the 60 whatever precinct. Did you know Joseph DiBiase?
Not do you.
Not do you, did you? And I thank God I was the one who picked up the phone, because if Dad O'Prey or Mom O'Prey, God forbid, had picked up the phone to blah, 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 did you know Joseph DiBiase? Nobody in my family, and here's the thing, he was a great uncle. Nobody in my family would have even given it would think about him. I'm sorry. I say I love the guy. I barely knew the guy. I met him once or twice. He wasn't a particularly friendly person. He was a hermit. Don't get me wrong. I'd probably be a hermit too if I could, but he was a hermit. He didn't really come around. I don't ever remember him at a family Christmas or a family anything. Only time we ever saw him was if I was with my grandfather at the business they shared. His house was like a fucking museum. He never married his whole life. He collected works of art and marble statues, and literally his house was like a museum. And so I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And when the police said, did you know? Well, obviously in my brain, after I said, well, I am Joseph DiBiase, and they were like, wait, you have an uncle or a grandfather? And I was like, yeah, I got him. I realized that he was dead because they said, did you? Like, yeah, I have an uncle, and I knew his general location in Brooklyn. He's like, yeah, that's him. I was like, oh shit. And they're like, I'm sorry to, after they told me, did you know? They're like, I'm sorry, the mailman found him passed out, and he by the time they got in, he was already dead. Shit. Well, that sucked. So I called Dad O'Prey, and I think he got my uncle and my aunt, and they headed over there to. Actually, I think I went to. Let me tell you, that was one freaky day. We went to his house to identify the body, I guess. And yeah, I mean, spooky. I mean, it was an old, what was that, a brownstone or something? I mean, even the house itself was like old, like the kind that you see on television, but nobody actually ever really lived in. But yeah, it was a weird one. And my God, the cops. Here's the thing: when they found his body, he had 2 empty gun holsters on him. And in those days, much like today, New York City cops hated guns, especially guns in the hands of non-cops. And as soon as they saw a gun holster on him, it kind of gave them carte blanche to tear apart, ransack this house, which was, like I said, like a fucking museum. They ransacked everything looking for the guns that was supposed to be in those holsters, because legally they had to take the guns into their possession at this point because he had died. And so they went through dresser drawers, they went through closets, they went through I mean, God only knows. If this guy had any cash in the house, the cops got it. And yeah, and frankly, there's no way he didn't have fucking cash in that house. There's no way he didn't have $10,000 under a fucking bed, or a fucking jar full of gold coins somewhere. Or I'm sure that he had all those things. Surprisingly, they didn't have any of that stuff by the time the cops called and we got there. None of that. But we didn't know. Okay, let's face it. Do I know for a fact he had it? No. Would I bet money he did? I sure as hell would. He was just the type of person that wouldn't fucking put his money in the bank. I'm sure he had money in the bank, but he wouldn't put it all in the bank. Anyway, of the stuff he did have left, I still have no fucking idea He had shoe boxes full of lottery tickets, the pick 3 number lottery tickets. But here's the thing. They were all losing tickets, and they were all for the same number. And that number was 113, which was kind of still is my lucky number, I call it. Because I used to see 113 everywhere. Now, I was born on November 13, 11/13, 1113. But I used to see 113 everywhere. I'd wake up, it would be 1:13 in the morning. I'd look at the clock in the afternoon, it'd be 1:13 in the afternoon. I would, there'd be a picture on the news, and it would be the address would have 113 in it. I would driving behind a car, and there'd be 113 on the license plate. Hell, I drove behind a car that was only 113. The license plate was just New York 113. I've never seen that. To this day, I've never seen a license plate that was just a 2 or 3 digit number. The only one I've seen was 113. It was on the Cross Island Parkway. I have no idea, but there it was. Never seen 114, and then see 206, 805, 12. No, 113. Everywhere I see 113. And then in his guy's house, in his closet, not 1, not 2, 3 or 4 shoe boxes full of New York lottery tickets, just the daily number 113 on every finger ticket. Why did he save them? Why did he have to save them?
Because
if you win, you get to deduct it. Yeah, but these were going back years. I don't think you could deduct from 3 years ago. I mean, you understand, Mama Pray.
Yeah.
To fill up a shoe bucket with little thin pieces, that's not 6 months. That's 3 years maybe to fill up a shoe box. I to this day, I mean, if I ever, if we ever meet again in the great beyond, the very first question I have for my Uncle Joe is, what did 113 mean? Why did you have all these boxes of 113? I've got to know. I got to know. So yeah, that was a crazy one. And then for a while, no one really died. Until, well, I mean, nobody in the immediate family. And then I got sick, and after that, Dad O'Prey passed, and obviously that was a big one. But we've done Dad O'Prey. I've talked about Dad O'Prey separately. After Dad O'Prey, I had a great aunt who was married to a great uncle who is still alive, but unfortunately recently broke his hip. But he's still out there. He was the one who served also in World War II, but told me in no uncertain terms he didn't want to discuss the war, and I totally get it. He's a good guy. I really, really liked him. Unfortunately, he moved to Florida, and I haven't seen him in a long time. But his wife, an aunt, and a great aunt of mine, who was honestly, if you had to ask who was one of the healthiest people in my family, I would have said her. She, you know, she was good. She worried about what she ate. She worried about what he ate. Maybe too much. But by all accounts, she looked like very healthy person. And unfortunately, she had some type of bleed in the brain, and as very quickly just went. It was a shock to everybody, and yeah. And then it was my grandmother, which again I've done separately, but you know, at the beginning of COVID, it was Mama O'Prey, who is deeply, deeply missed. At least by everybody, indeed, by everybody. She at least got to see, right? She got to see Charlie.
Yeah.
She got to see Charlie. Like her mother got to see me. She got to see Charlie.
Yeah.
Star Trek Nitpickers is happy almost birthday, Birdo Prey. Mine is November 29th. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Star Trek Nitpickers is Remembering the Dead. I put out a Norm Macdonald Star Trek jokes video today. I saw it. Actually, I saw the first one you deleted. Then, well, I saw that it was deleted. Then I saw the one you put out that was actually live. So yes, guys, check out Norm Macdonald, one of the best comedians of all time, who also passed away I believe it was last year. Yeah. Deej says $1.13 is what he pays per often each week to feed. Maybe. Nitpickers is 113 equals 5. For Bert O'Bray 5, maybe. Deej says $1.13 is also how much Bert contributed to AOC's attempt to get her to dance for him. The Random Menace is Wordle done. Second attempt, pure luck. Deej says $113 is what Bird charges for his OnlyFans videos. Deej. OnlyFans for my feet? No. Gallagher, son of a bitch. Yes, Deej. Gallagher passed away. I learned that on your stream today, too. Bad day for celebrities. Bad day for celebrities. Anyway. I know, not the most upbeat stream today, but an important one. I really wanted to share.
I have one really quick one.
Yeah, Mama Pray, please.
You
gotta come a little closer, though.
Okay. I don't want to say the name because I know, people know your name, but I don't know how many people know your middle name. But your middle name is after one of your father's uncles.
Right, yeah.
Mama's youngest brother, who he was a bachelor. He lived downstairs in Dad O'Prey's, house with his mother and father, and his grandmother lived downstairs, the one we spoke about before, with her son, her youngest son, who had never married. I met him on New Year's Eve. Well, it was actually New Year's morning. In those days, everybody got all dressed up for New Year's, and here I was in a gown and Dad O'Prey and I had been out. It was basically only after a couple of months of dating, so I really hadn't met his family yet. And it's about 4:00 in the morning on New Year's morning, and we were going back to his neighbor's house because we had been out with his neighbor and his wife, and we were going there to have coffee and sober up. But as we got there, the other couple went in their house, and Dad O'Prey said, "Oh, my dog is out. How did my dog get out?" And he grabbed his dog, who came running up to him, and he took him in the house. Next thing I know, there's a man coming up the driveway. He picks me up like you would pick up a baby. He was holding me in both his arms, and he says, "Oh, you must be Rudy's girlfriend. I'm his uncle so-and-so." And he's twirling me around in the street. I guess he had a good New Year's. And then I met him. I did not go in and meet the rest of the family at 4 a.m. But he was, how should I say it, a happy-go-lucky bachelor and enjoyed his life. Unfortunately, the next New Year's Day, he had a heart attack and passed away. That's who your middle name is after. I mean, I met him, all through the year, but that was, yeah, your father had a couple of uncles that were
happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Like fabulous.
You had two other uncles.
Right.
They're brothers. There were 4 brothers.
Uh-huh.
The one you just spoke about
Right.
is still alive. The youngest one passed, the one I just spoke about. Then there were 2 others. And they weren't twins, but they looked so much alike, you could think they were twins. And they were also happy-go-lucky. And during those years, Dad O'Prey had the bar. And it wasn't just a bar, it was sort of a club. You could dance. God, when they came in, I tried to run away because I don't really like to dance or make a spectacle of myself.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
When you say happy-go-lucky, were they happier among other men?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. Just, they all, went to work, did their thing, but on the weekends, you would find them having a few drinks. Having a few drinks. Happy-go-lucky, like not a care in the world. Though they did what they had to do, it wasn't that they just didn't work and they were bums. No, they took care of their families, like the other 2 were married, and but came the weekends and they would come in, have a drink, grab me, and their music on, whether it was a band playing or the jukebox, and not just a normal dance. They're going to take up the whole dance floor, throw you across the... You just didn't know what they were going to do. And not just me. Other women that they didn't know. No, they were fun-loving. Why does happy-go-lucky mean something I don't know?
I don't know. Sometimes, when you're talking about men of that era who never married, people wonder about them.
I'd wonder more about them now.
I was just checking. I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know if
On
happy-go-lucky was
another stream, we can talk about the New Year's Eve at the bar, where the 5 gorgeous women came into the bar, had all the men that were there tongue hanging out, and those 5 gorgeous women turned out to be 5 men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I'm going outside now. Good night, everyone.
Indeed, Odyssey says confirm Bird is happy-go-lucky foe. Indeed says Bird, you corrupted mom. I didn't corrupt mom. I just wanted to check. I remember people talking about uncles who never got married and they were suspected. But I tell you, the porn that was in that house, it wasn't that type of porn.
Okay,
I
see,
can tell you
now
that.
he was the only one I might have suspected. And you just mentioned porn in his house. I never knew about that.
Yeah, no, there was
I don't
plenty of women.
So I don't suspect him.
A questionable amount of farmyard animals, but definitely women.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh shit, Dear Bop, I forgot. Okay. Dear Bop. Hey, Dr. Scotty Qapla. Okay. Well, okay, we're gonna do the Dear Bops. I got a Jaloja one more time. So we'll do that, then we'll come to the Dear Bops.
Really is a Kentucky Fried Chicken school.
Yep, today we're making the Colonel's original recipe.
What have you learned?
Fresh chicken makes the best chicken.
And that we use 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, but that's the Colonel's secret. And special pressure cooking.
So it's always tender and juicy.
Looks like you've learned to make great chicken.
Only way to serve our customers right.
It's so nice to feel so good about a meal, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Go on. Why resist it?
Sugar-free Jell-O gelatin. Give in to the taste. Cool and refreshing, deliciously tempting.
It tastes like jello to me.
How can it be? Give in to the taste.
It's made with NutraSweet.
And it's only 8 calories.
Sugar-free Jell-O gelatin. Give in to the taste.
What's in this little blue egg that keeps Barbara Eden looking slim and trim?
Ooh, there's only one answer to that. It's Legs Control Top Pantyhose. See, Legs slims and trims but doesn't bind. So you get comfort and control.
Stretching, bending, standing, setting. There's one pantyhose that's always fitting. Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
Read about tennis tots, political posters, and the miniseries Shogun, all in the new issue of TV Guide magazine.
Right from the moment. Here's where it all started. The history will blow you away. Right from the arts, the symphony and the ballet. There's a lot to fit in. Right from the legend.
Are you the legend? Nah, he's the legend. Hey, I'm just marvelous.
Right from the heart.
To be part of Boston's exciting new spirit, just call 1-800-858-0200.
It'll cheer you right up.
Boston is right from the start.
Okay. It is time for Dear Bop. Richie Poole dreams of Jeannie. I dream of Jeannie. I do too. Deed says Charlie will look back and wonder about Bird and why he didn't get married. Well, you can wonder. There'll be plenty of stories, though, online. Cuddlers, whatnot. Dear Bop, as you live in New York, you may be interested to see this Instagram account. I doubt it, because it's on Instagram. NYC united against coronavirus. Reminder, Lee Zeldin said he would bring back Don't Say Gay to New York and has repeatedly voted to ban abortion. What?
But he didn't win.
Yeah, he didn't win. Counter protest with NYC for abortion rights. Long live abortion. Okay. Right. Anyway, goodbye. I don't know what interest this might have been, but it's not. Dear Bob, do you think Greece is the word? I have no idea what the question is. Do you think bird is the word? I know bird is the word. That's the title of the song. Dear Bob, how do you know if someone you live with? How do you know if someone you live with cleaning become a obsession? Dear Bob, how do you know if someone you live with cleaning become a obsession? Okay. There is no way to make sense of this. How do you know if someone you live with cleaning became an obsession? What do you think it means, Mama Ray? What?
How would you know if someone you live with had, cleaning became an obsession?
How would I know if I was living with someone and cleaning became an obsession to them? I guess if the house was clean, cleaner than usual. Is this like the setup for a joke or? John DeMarcos is quite an ironic slogan, that one. Dee says, I ran into one of them pro-abortion types the other day. Told her, shame your mama didn't swallow the night you was conceived. Wow. Okay. Dear Bob, how the F can you call the race in 2 states before the polls close with 0% of vote in and 2 other states with 6% in and other states they can't call with 93 and the person is up by 10? It really doesn't matter anymore, does it? Dear Bob, why do people have to be a-holes in the comments? Perfect example, I showed a pizza that they misprint as $70 and made a joke about it and had a comment saying it sounded like I was having enough pizza, and had a comment saying it sounds like I've had enough pizza. They're not being an a-hole. That's just par for the course. If you don't want to hear replies, don't put stuff out there. But the reality is, just don't worry about it. If I had a picture of a $70 pizza, I'd make a joke about it too. Ignore anybody that you don't want to hear. I mean, just ignore it. Dear Bob, thanks for the help, bird. You are 1 in a million, billion, trillion. Out for sushi now. I'm starved. Enjoy the sushi, LDG. Hey, the traveler, formerly known as Wesley Crusher, is in the house. Says, greetings, everyone. Can't stay, just dropping in. And Richie Poole says, shut up, Wesley. Deej says hi to Wesley. Dear Bop, I'm really depressed. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, whoever you are. Cheer up. It's my birthday, almost. Yeah, you can't be depressed on my birthday. No Kurogans are depressed on my birthday. The Traveler says, nah, Richie, you have to say, shut up, Traveler. Now, it's not as catchy. Dear Bop, hey, be nice to Deej. We love him. Yeah, when he's not telling Sisso Prey to smack me upside the head. Dear ugly bag of mostly water, I have been monitoring your recent achievements on Jeopardy and have come to the conclusion that you are the cleverest ugly bag of mostly water in the universe. Congratulations. Love from anonymous microbrain. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to say that I am the cleverest ugly bag of mostly water. The Traveler says it's Bird's birthday. Not yet, Traveler. Sunday. Sunday, the 13th is my birthday. It's just getting close. Everyone in Kuroga must be happy on Bird's birthday. It's the law. Exactly, John. Exactly. The Traveler says, how could I forget Bird's birthday? You didn't. You didn't. It's still 2 days away. Dear Bop, people hate me so much, I wouldn't even get one potato, I'd wager. Well, maybe they're just from Minnesota. Then everybody gets half a potato. Even their own kids. Captain Fandom Nerds is Bird. I should have asked Sisso Prey to hit you too. I have asked Sisso Prey to hit you too. Yes, you did, Captain. That's true. But Deej apparently did it first. So he's got the immortalized, fuck you, Deej. And I asked, first, how many people answered? LDG says, remember, every lottery number that's ever came out and will come out is in pi. That's fair. That is true. And Deej says, yes, Cap, but I get all the blame. The Random Menace says, do not celebrate birthdays. It's a trap. They make us older. And Gorilla says, Bird, you have the same birthday as my two best friends growing up. Those sons of bitches. I have the birthday. 3 other people in my family have the birthday. So Prey's good friend has the birthday. It's, you know why? It's almost exactly 9 months from Valentine's Day. Dear Bob, who has the greatest boobs in the Star Trek universe? Oh, well, Lita comes to mind. It's probably somebody from the original series that I'm not thinking of, to be honest. But I'd go with Lita for now, at least in her DS9 days. I'm not so sure about now. Dear Bob, Wisconsin is amazing. It actually has more lakes than Minnesota. That's not a joke. Joe Biden. Jay Biden. Richie Poole says we should all chip in and rent a woman for Bird for his birthday. I don't think you can legally do that, Richie. I don't think renting women is allowed in New York for some reason. And Deed says Baitor. No, she does not. Baitor does not have the best boobs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dear Bob, on this Veterans Day, I get a discount on an old French rifle. Never been shot, but it's been dropped twice. Har, 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 har. DJ says, see, Vert isn't Klingon, or he would have answered that way. No, even Klingons, I don't think they find Lurser or Bator that attractive. Oh, Grilka was more attractive than either of them. Dear Bob, why do you lie? You want something for your birthday, but that son of a bitch Rock Solid won't send you a real PS5. You know, I wanted a PS5 at one point. Now I don't anymore. I honestly don't think I would use it. Nah. Yeah, I mean, now that I could conceivably get one, I just don't think I would use it. Dear Bob, if someone is suspended from YouTube, yet streams on another platform, and someone else restreams the stream from the other platform onto YouTube, could that be considered a form of evasion and potentially lead to the suspended person from getting permabanned? Well, I would say no, but I have no control over what YouTube may or may not do. I would think not, especially if the person is being restreamed without their permission. I would say no, but whatever YouTube might think, that's up to them, not me. Dear Bob, Sisso Pray here. Hey, since you were such a poop head about the pirate Lego for Charlie, and you did not win Powerball, here is a much more affordable Christmas present for your dear nephew. Please deliver on this one, as Charlie has been asking for this since last summer, when you and Mama Pray said Charlie should become a chef. Well, now he took that to heart and wants this so he can make his mama and grandmother some nice meals. Please don't disappoint like usual. I saw your bank statement and your savings is now almost $5 million, and your checking account has $495,000 in it. Geez, I should start a dumb YouTube channel. Here is the gift you need to buy for Charlie. Thanks, sis. Uni Coda 12 gas pizza oven, award-winning outdoor pizza oven, portable gas pizza oven for authentic stone-baked pizzas. Great addition for any outdoor kitchen. Only $384.99. But I really don't think that this is safe for Charlie. Oh my God. Look at how tiny it is. I thought this was like I thought we were talking something that was like 3 feet, 4 feet wide in the opening. No, it's barely, you could barely fit a personal pan pizza. Oh my God, it's tiny. Jesus Christ, that's tiny. Oh my God. They try to get you. They try to get you. No, fuck you. I thought we were looking at something that was put a full-size pizza in. Dear Bob, Joe, I know you will help me with this amazing idea. I have a very hot neighbor who likes to lay out on her patio with her top off. If you help me purchase this item, say 50-50, I will be sure to share the results. By the way, she and Yvette could be sisters if it helps build the case for you. Let's just say she probably has to buy custom-made bras. So are you in? Deej. I don't think this is really Deej. But yes, DJI Maverick 3 camera drone. I wonder how many drones regularly go over nude beaches these days. $2,049. How about I find you one for $1,000 and you still share it with me, the results. It's a little much. Dear Bop, hello, dear leader. I am Turtistani warrior number 113 and desire to join the Karoga Nation. My plan is to sneak out of Turtistan during one of Salty's inane babblings about She-Hulk and join your winning team. I think I will make the move on 1/13 at 1:13 p.m. of next year. Will you accept this offer to join your side? I will bring 113 orphans to work in the mines. Warrior number 113. You're always welcome over. No need to wait till next year. Deej says, and I read that. Star Trek Nitpicker says, my numb tongue from the dentist is finally gone. Oh, good. Deej says, we aren't judging faces. The question was boobs. Well, I'm sorry, they're connected. Deej says, that's what she said, Bird. Jesus Christ, it's time. Deej says, yeah, not me. I would buy it and keep the pics to myself. And Deej says, I've seen drones for under 100. Yeah. There are much cheaper drones. That's all you need for getting pictures like that. It's not a problem. Anyway, guys, thank you all for hanging out. That's it for the Dear Bops. And that's it for today. Gotta eat. Smell that dinner Mama Frey cooked. And I'm hungry. So thank you all for coming. Tomorrow, Saturday, I may stream some gaming stuff. We'll see. Sunday is my birthday, but I think I'll be just streaming Twilight Zone, and we'll see if at some point I stream some poker on Sunday. I'm not 100% sure. And then Monday will be my birthday stream. Because even though my birthday is Sunday, Monday will be the bed life, will be a birthday celebration. We'll have cake and a candle and sing happy birthday and all that good stuff. So thank you all for hanging out. Yes, it was a long one. Hope you enjoyed. Qapla. If anybody is streaming next or something, please put a link in. LDG says, see everyone at the next Unstrikeable morning stream. Take care. You are welcome, LDG. Thank you, nitpickers. And Qapla 5 = 1 + 1 + 3. That is true. That is true. Farewell from Columbus, Ohio. Deej is like, why am I the only one talking? I don't know. Anyway, Qapla all, Bird out. Mr. Lundell says Cinema Saturday, Kill Bill Volume 2 at 1500 hours.